What's up? What's up? Six Sensei here, and I got a random gameplay for you guys because today I want to pull a quick snippet out of a recent episode of Startup X. That's the podcast we do, guys. The link's in the description. We have a load of fun. We talk about things all gaming news, gaming opinions, thoughts, and we speak out of our ass 9 out of 10 times of anything that we're talking about. But we have a lot of fun. We enjoy it. It's funny. And we had a revelation in this recent episode. I want you guys to hear it. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Most of the talking that's going to be done is by Mr. Sean Zulu, because I kind of prompted him with a question to give his first impressions on Titanfall, and it led us to a revelation. I want you guys to hear it. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And so just listen in, and I'll be back at the end of the snippet. So speaking on multiplayers and response time, Titanfall came out this week. You know, what's your initial impressions? I threw mine up on YouTube, and we'll touch on some of those same things. But what's your initial impressions going out of Titanfall?
Initial impression is I think that it's a good game.
Okay.
In fairness, it's good. There doesn't seem anything to be wrong with it outside of some technical issues or having some frame rate issues. However, I did get kind of bored with it in the small amount of matches I've played since Tuesday.
So you feel like maybe the game doesn't have longevity?
I don't know. I think I got to...
Not deep enough?
I'm going to bring something up, and I hope that this doesn't bother you.
Probably will.
Because Ryan McCaffrey of IGN, he brought it up on Podcast Unlocked, and it basically talked about, like, you're going to have this era if you're a hobbyist of anything, but gamers especially, you'll have this time where, like, your gaming life was, like, really good, and it kind of just, like, you'll always harken back to that time, and you'll really remember that, and sort of, you'll be wanting to get back to that time. And we've talked about on here before how I'm a big fan of the first Gears of War, and I played, like, a lot of multiplayer Gears, and when he said that, it resonated with me because I realized that,
that was your time.
I did play a lot of Gears, and at the time,
so what? Now we passed our prime. Is that what you're saying?
No, just hear me out for a minute. You know, it wasn't that Gears of War was the best game ever. It was certainly a good game, but you know, it was a good game. Just to be fair, and at the time when I was playing Gears, multiplayer wasn't really like so prevalent. It was almost kind of new, especially on consoles. I lived alone. You know, I didn't have so many responsibilities, no kids, no girlfriend. I didn't have the responsibility to have at my job. I wasn't at as high of a position. I smoked a lot of weed. I was smoking weed at the time. So there was like times when I'd play Gears like all night, smoking a bunch of weed. I'd play for a whole weekend. And like, I feel like I've been chasing that dragon, so to speak, ever since then, in a weird way, like if that makes sense. And I feel like hobbyists, Ryan McCaffrey said, hobbyists, they do that. There's this one golden moment they have, and they go, this is like, I am passionate about this thing, and I'll always try to get back to this moment. And I think that was my moment. Now, Titanfall is incredible. Like, it's undeniably, it's a good experience. It's a good game. I like it. But there was a weird thing that happened when I fired it up for the first time, and I played it for a good 2 hours. I was like, man, like there's just this really weird, depressing thing that happened where I was like, it's just not nailing it home for me like that thing I've been chasing.
I think Minecraft will bring it home for you.
Yeah. When I heard him say that about this specific thing, like it all just kind of just hit me like, holy shit, I'm just waiting to get that Gears experience, but it'll never happen. I don't live that life anymore. And it's, so
was it a little depressing when you kind of came to that?
Yeah, it was.
Epiphany?
Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, have you ever thought about that like that? Like, where did you come from that really locked you into this first-person shooter kind of competitive multiplayer gaming? And do you feel like you've kind of gotten away from it and never been able to get back to it in a weird way?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, Bad Company 2, Black Ops 1.
You've talked about Bad Company 2 and saying it was one of your favorite ones ever.
Yeah, those two games are probably my, in the sense that you're talking about, but I don't feel like I'm past that prime, if you will, kind of, again, in the sense of what you're talking about. I still have a blast playing games, playing Call of Duty and doing all this stuff, so maybe I'm coming out of that prime or whatever you want to say, but I still think I'm there. I'm enjoying Titanfall. I have a lot of fun with it. It's an incredible break from Call of Duty. I think there's just a couple things that, from a balance. I think balance is kind of the biggest thing that's like in my mind right now, because I like playing the hard point. I'm always want an objective. I always want something to go for.
Yeah.
I can't stand the TDM, the attrition stuff. It's not for me, And I feel like these Titans in general are kind of more of a nuisance than anything else. I just can't get over this feeling. Like, again, I want to reiterate. I think Titanfall's a great game.
I want to say the same thing too after my kind of long-winded rant sort of thing. You know, I like it. And I look forward to really digging into it. And my first impression is positive. I think that they've made an incredible game. I really look forward to playing it, spending some time with it. But, however, I did get sort of bored with it just initially. Like I was like, okay, so
I think Ryan McCaffrey broke you.
A little bit.
You're broken.
That was just like a revelatory thing.
What an asshole!
What that dude?
He just broke
nerve. But no, I just kind of got.
You never needed to know that.
Yeah, right.
You never needed to know that.
That's really a good
past
point.
Your prime. That's like telling an old woman that she's hitting menopause.
Like
She's got a problem with that. You're in gaming menopause.
Is that what's
happening? How does that feel? I'm telling you now, you're in gaming menopause.
This is too real. This is too real right now. This is way too real. I feel like you're Oprah.
I'm so about to tweet this shit. Sean
right
Zulu's
now.
in gaming menopause.
No, but I like
that's
it.
The Dr. Phil, just so you know.
But I did. How dare you? I did. I did feel a little bit bored with it. I was just kind of, I don't know. Maybe the hype machine kind of got me a little bit.
That happens. That happens a lot.
But I was like, okay, so there's Titans dropping everywhere. You get in your Titan. You do some parkour. You kill some people in the style of that, first-person shooter shit.
Yeah.
You unlock some XP. You do, hey, that's kind of what it is. And
you're looking for something new.
Yeah.
Minecraft. That's
Minecraft.
The troll continues.
No, but is that your first impression?
So this is me. I'm back. The snippet is over, and you guys already know my first impression. So in the podcast, I went on to kind of talk a little bit more about it because podcast is a different medium than the YouTube space. But again, we have a load of fun with it, and I'm glad I could bring you guys this snippet. I thought it was fun, hilarious, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And go check out the podcast. Links in the description. It's Team Caliber. It's like the official Team Caliber podcast, and we run it. We get different hosts on from time to time, and it's just a good time. So, grab it, listen to it, hit us up on Twitter, rate it on iTunes, all that great stuff. And, follow Mr. Sean Zulu, man. He's a great guy. And that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys for joining me. And until next time, I'm Six Sensei, and I'm out. Peace.